All right, welcome back to another game of Play Action Football. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And in this game, we are going to use a few new things. So I've got Buffalo at Baltimore. This is from 2024. Sorry, let me get the right penalties up. And you'll see some new elements here. One, we have a couple of new cards here. So this is sort of mimicking these smaller cards that I had showed in a previous video. So these were the cards. You can see it's a little bit like that, but connecting it to, you can see there, connecting it to some players. And basically, these are the skill position players that are going to be making plays on offensive rushing and passing plays. So you have your players here. You can see that there are a couple of quarterbacks, a couple of running backs. Buffalo happens to have, both of these teams have a fullback, a couple tight ends, actually 3 tight ends and 3 wide receivers. So the reason there are 3 tight ends is because here on the goal line, you have a 3 tight end set. So we need to make sure that at times if we have 3 tight ends on the field, that they're all accounted for. And then 3 receivers, and nobody has a 4 receiver set, I don't believe. Let me just double check that. We do have a 2 tight end set. And so even on the empty backfield, we have a tight end split out with the halfback and 3 wide receivers. So no 4 wide receiver sets in this particular game. Maybe if that's something you would want to see, we could add that in there. But you can see you have their rushing numbers, you have their receiving numbers, and then we have a couple of rushing numbers down here for the wide receivers. So Shakir, I'd put these backwards. So Shakir, Coleman, and Hollins is wide receiver 1, 2, 3. You can see by their targets here. We have a number here that represents on each catch. This is going to be his average yards after catch. So on every catch that wide receiver 1 makes, Shakir, we're going to add 3 yards, 2 yards for Coleman, 1 yard for Dalton Kincaid, and then a little bit more for each of the running backs. This is yards after contact for a runner, and so this is based off of their actual yards after contact, which Ty Johnson has an extra +1, but James Cook does not. So just kind of remembering those things. Same with Josh Allen. And then we'll see Baltimore as well. You can see here. And so they have their offensive numbers and defense numbers here. So 3 and 1, their base defense, passing and rushing numbers, all of their kicking game is listed here. And then you have all of their players here. So Derrick Henry a +1, both of their running backs, Justice Hill as well, with they'll add an extra yard for yards after contact. And then Zay Flowers +1 on his yards after catch. But Charlie Kohler +3, and both running backs do a good job of yards after catch. So typically your running backs are going to have a little bit more just because they're catching the ball and then running with it, right? And then the other part of the game that I'm showing you here are the formation cards. So here's an example of the single back card. And what I was going for here was, how can I change personnel, and how can you get different personnel on the field based off of who you want to be able to touch the ball. So if you have a 3rd wide receiver, Aguilar is pretty good, with yards after the catch and stuff like that. So if you want to put 3 wide receivers out there, or you want to go with a 2 tight end set, we have a double tight here with the 2 tight end set, and you want to make sure that you get 2 tight ends on the field, would be a good thing here. Between Kincaid and Knox, that's 100 catches between them. So if you want to get particular personnel on the field, then you can actually choose which what do you call a formation? Choose which formation you want, and it will also determine like who is getting the bulk of the carries. So, do you want Josh Allen to run it a little bit more? Obviously, put him in an empty set. Every running play is going to be the quarterback, basically, and then you have several more options for tight ends and stuff like that. So, maybe they're going to run empty set, and because you want Josh Allen to run the ball, you might put that into your stable of plays to run. So you can see here's a single back, 3 wide, 1 tight end. I think they call this 11 personnel, so 1 back and 1 tight end. And you have all of your halfback running plays here. The quarterback has a couple of running plays for the outside run and the draw. Few for wide receiver, even a tight end screen here, but wide receiver and halfback screens. Mostly we're thinking of running the screens to this side. So we got wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 3. And then we have all of our deep passes here, short, medium, and deep passes to the different receivers, and kind of spread the ball around just a little bit that way. What I'm going to go with is to choose 6 plays that I'm going to add into the game, or 6 formations, and then a 7th is going to be the goal line, which I'll, if you're at the goal line and you want to run a goal line offense, you can put that in there. The other plays, some are exotic, some are not. So we've got 2 tight ends, like I told you. We have a pro set. If you're feeling sort of nostalgic and want to kind of get a throwback to the San Francisco 49er days or whatever you want to do, we have an empty set, which is going to be 5 receivers, 5 eligibles. You can see here on the outside run, you get a little bit with like a end around or halfback around or something like that with the wide receivers and the halfbacks. We have a pistol. So if you want to sort of focus in on the running game, so the quarterback and halfback running the pistol. You can see that shouldn't be there because we only have 1 tight end, so gotta go through and change these just a little bit. We have the Wildcat, so that's a direct snap to the halfback. You can see the halfback is running most everything. There is a chance for a wide receiver end around, and then quite a few chances for each of the tight ends here. And then the quarterback on that, the person passing the ball is going to be the halfback. So just got that in there as kind of a thing if you want to run the Wildcat offense. Everything else is the same as it has been in the game. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these 2 white dice. Now, the D6 is going to go to whatever formation we're running, and the D10 will tell us who the person is. So depending on which play, and we're just going to run our normal. So this is going to determine the play. This is going to determine the play result. So whatever play is run, that's what we're going to run off of here to find the player who actually took the ball on the play, ran the ball, caught the pass, etc. And then if there's any receiving or rushing yak, then we'll add that to the play as well. So I'm hoping that this goes well. I ran a little test last night, and things seem to go well. And it requires a little bit more coordination and just a touch more of math, but not. This game is not math heavy. So let's go ahead and flip for the coin toss. So blue is going to be Buffalo, purple is going to be Baltimore. Buffalo wins the toss. They're going to choose to receive in the second half, so they'll kick off in the first half. And it will be Buffalo up first with the kickoff. 6 is going to be a touchback. So 1st and 10 at the 25. No time comes off the clock. And like I said, we're going to run. So Baltimore with the ball first. We're going to do this See how it goes. All right, so play 3 is out of the shotgun on first down. 6 is going to be a screen pass against the base. The base defense for the Bills is a 3-4, so screen against them is a -1. 3 -1, that's a 3 on a screen pass. That's a tackle for loss for -1 yard. And that is a tight end screen, a little bit of creative to Mark Andrews. And Andrews with a 0. So that's going to be -1. And that'll bring up second down and 11. And we're off and going in this one. Well, it's an extra step, but not killer. Single back formation. And this will be a short pass against the dime defense. So short against the dime is going to be a +1. So 19 becomes 20. And that's a chance for a breakaway. Short pass is 10 yards. We'll see if there's a breakaway. It's a 5. 5 is 20 yards. So 10 plus 20, that's going to be 30 yards. The play goes to wide receiver 3. And wide receiver 3 here is a 1. So we'll say 31 yards on the catch. So 10, 20, 31 takes it out to the 45-yard line of the Bills, and that's a huge play. As Aguilar takes the short pass and runs for quite a bit. All right, 1st and 10. Back to the single back. And this will be a short pass again against the base. Short against the base is a -1. So 7 becomes 6. 6 on a short pass is a pass deflection. And I was playing before with the tip passes, so we'll do that here too. 5 on a tip pass is incomplete, and that will be second down and 10. You could also choose choose which formation you want to be in. This is just a way to randomize it a little bit. That was a 3. And we have a 6, a 2 to a 6. So this will be an outside run to the base defense. And that's a 0. So 8 on the outside run is 2 yards. It will be halfback 1, which is Derrick Henry. So 2 plus 1 is 3 yards. So 1, 2, 3. Brings up third down and 7. The formation is going to be trips. And the play 3rd and 7 is a medium pass against the base defense. That is a -2. So I need a big roll here. 12 minus 2 is 10. 10 on a medium pass is going to be D10 plus 5. So that's 6 yards. Medium pass here will be wide receiver 3, which is Aguilar again. So 6 plus 1 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right at the sticks. And they're going to give him a first down. You could challenge that play if you wanted to, but we're going to keep the challenge in the pocket for now. 1st and 10 for, who is it, Baltimore, at the Buffalo 35. They set up in a bunch formation, and it will be an inside run against the base. That's a +1. So 14 on an inside run is D6 plus D6. It's good for 7 yards. And it will be Derrick Henry on the inside run. So 7 becomes 8. And that will leave second down and 2. So a nice run from Derrick Henry. Still trying to decide if we want all that with the yards after contact and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it adds definitely a layer and a reason to put the players on the field. So stuff like that. Second down and 2. We have a draw play against the base. That's a +2. 16 on a draw play is going to be D6 plus 8. And that's good for 9 yards. On the draw play, we have halfback 2. Halfback 2, so both of our halfbacks are +1. So 7 becomes 8. So we had okay, so plus 2, so 16, D6 plus 8, that's 9, plus 1 is 10, and that takes the ball down to the 17. Trips formation. First down and 10, this will be a medium pass against the base blitz. Medium against the blitz is a -1. So 8 on a medium pass is going to be an incompletion. That'll bring up second down and 10. Pass intended for the backup tight end, Isaiah Likely. I formation. As they look to run the ball, this will be a medium pass instead. So play action against the base. That's a -2, so basically a 4. 4 on a medium pass is going to be an INT. So a 10 on a medium pass, that's line of scrimmage minus D10 times 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the blue die first. So this would be read as 8 yards. That would be read as 48. So we have an opportunity for an interception return for a long way here. So the pick is made, and the new line of scrimmage is going to be line of scrimmage minus 34. So the line of scrimmage is a 17. So 10, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the new line of scrimmage is going to be the 49-yard line. It will be first down and 10 for Buffalo with 11 minutes left as they pick off the Ravens on their initial drive. And the defense holds, and it will be Josh Allen and the Bills coming out against the Ravens defense. They start out in a single back look. This will be a medium pass against the blitz. The Ravens run a 4-3, so medium against the blitz is a 0. 15 on a medium pass is D10 plus 7. So that's going to be 11 yards, and the medium pass goes to wide receiver 3. That is Matt Collins, who has a 0. So 11 yards on the pickup, and that takes the ball down to the 38, first and 10 for the Bills with a first down pickup to the slot receiver Hollins. You can see there's just a little bit more depth to the game, right? And a little bit more detail. First down, inside run to the base. Inside to the base is a -1. So 15 on an inside run is good for 7 yards. It will be halfback 1, which is James Cook. He has a 0. So 7 yards on the pickup. Takes it down to the 31. Be second down and 3 for Buffalo. Single back look again on second and short. 5 is going to be a draw play against the blitz, and that will be a -1. So 10 on the draw is D6, and that's a 4-yard gain. 2 on the draw, it will be halfback 1, so just 4 yards. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a first down pickup down to the 27. Buffalo driving. They are at the 27-yard line of Baltimore. They'll be in a twins set. So I formation with twins to the left. And that will be an outside run against the blitz. That's a -1. So 9 minus 1 is 8. That's 2 yards. And the outside run goes to halfback 1. So just a 2-yard pickup for James Cook. Brings up second down and 8. Into the shotgun with Josh Allen. Second down play, screen against the base. Screen against the base is a +1. So 7 becomes 8. 8 on a screen is 2 yards. The screen pass is going to go to halfback 2, which is Ty Johnson. He's got a +1. So 2 becomes 3. 1, 2, 3, and they pick up an extra yard there. Brings up third down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Buffalo. Into the bunch formation, single back, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. This will be a 1 on third down and 5. That's a screen, and that's going to go against the base defense. That's a +1. 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 on a screen pass is good for 5 yards. That screen is going to go to halfback 2, so that's Ty Johnson again. 5 plus 1 is 6, and that will be a first down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he gets just past the sticks for the first down. Single back look. Medium pass against the base blitz. Medium against the base blitz is a 0. So a 16 on a medium pass is going to be D10 plus 8. That's good for 13 yards. A medium pass here is going to be to the wide receiver 1, so that's out to Shakir. So 13 plus 3 is 16, and that's actually going to be a touchdown as Shakir fights for the yardage. He is at the 16, and he gets it across the goal line for the touchdown for the Bills. See about the extra point. We'll read the blue die first. 23 is up and in. We had 1-92, and the Bills take a 7-0 lead on a good drive after the initial drive for the Baltimore Ravens ended in a pick. So a pick with a big return. Buffalo with the kickoff. 2 is not bad, down to the 1. And the return is going to be 30 yards. 10, 20, 30. Out to the 31-yard line. That's where Baltimore is going to take over 1st and 10 as Lamar leads the group out. If you were playing against a person, you would each choose what formations you want to run. So you could actually, you could lay them down one at a time and say, I'm going to run this one. Or you can just have yours and it automates the different plays. So if you did want to run a wildcat or something like that, you could with Derrick Henry. Bunch formation, single back, 1st and 10. This will be a short pass against the blitz, and that's a 0. I haven't really been playing any of the +1s. I guess I should do that. So their offense is a 3, and Buffalo is a -1, so they're operating at a +2 on every play. Buffalo 2 against a 1 defense is a +1, so I'll just start adding that in. Both have had one drive where that's not added in, and we'll just check that out. 10 plus 2 is 12, and we have a 12 here, a 5 to a 3, so short to a blitz, that's nothing. So 12 on a short pass is going to be a D10. So that's going to be 6 yards. Short pass is wide receiver 2, and wide receiver 2 is Rashad Bateman. He has a 0, so 6 yards on the pickup, and that takes the ball out to the 37. Brings up 2nd down and 4. Trips formation, single back, 2 wide receivers to the right with a tight end. This is going to be a draw play against the base blitz. So draw against the blitz is a +1. They already have a +2, so it makes them +3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 on a draw play is going to be no yards. 3 on the draw is halfback 1, so he gets a +1. So Henry ekes out a yard after getting hit at the line of scrimmage. And with 6:15 left in the first quarter, it will be 3rd down and 3. Big play here for the defense. Twins in the I formation. Twins left, tight end right. Nice big roll here. So third down. This is a deep ball against the base blitz. So they see the blitz. They pick it up. They throw it down the field. Deep against the blitz is going to be a -1. So 15. They have a +2 advantage. So that makes them a +1. So 16 becomes 17. D10 plus 18. And that will be good for 20 yards. The deep ball goes to the tight end. That's going to be Mark Andrews. No extra on there. So 20 yards on the pickup, 10-20 down to the 42. And that will be a big first down as they hit Mark Andrews on the seam pass. And that is a first down. All right. First down, we have a bunch formation, single back, and it will be an inside run against the base. That's a +1. With their +2, it's a +3. So 13 on an inside run is D6 plus D6. 4 yards. 8 on the inside run is Derrick Henry. So 4 plus 1 is 5. And they take the ball down to the 37, brings up second down and 5. Twins formation out of the I. And this will be an inside run to the blitz. So a 0. But they have a +2 already. So 18 plus 2 is 20. 20 on an inside run is going to be D10 plus 7. And that's 11 yards. Plus the one from Henry is 12 yards. And a chance for a breakaway. It's a 7. 7 is 40. They're at the 37, so that's going to be a rumble from 37 yards. As Derrick Henry pops one up the middle, and that's going to give the Ravens the touchdown. Let's look at the extra point. Extra point is 1-97. We have a 46, and that's going to be up and good. But Derrick Henry takes it up the gut, makes a couple guys miss, and takes it to the house from 37 yards, and we have a tie ball game. I don't think I took the time off for the run. And so with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter, we've got a tie ball game. The advantage of having all this data and information is that you can actually you can keep track of all of these different players who are touching the ball, and you can keep their statistics. I'm not doing that right now, but you could. So kickoff from Baltimore 2 is going to be 64 yards. So 60, 1, 2, 3, 4 down to the 1. And an 8 is going to be 30 yards out. So they start at the 31, does Buffalo. And 4.5 minutes are left in the first quarter. Buffalo with the ball. And we have a tie ball game at 7. Good one here. Pretty evenly matched teams. We get trips formation. So 2 wide receivers right, single back look. It will be an outside run against the base. And outside against the base is a 0. Now they have a +1 because their offense is a 2 and the Ravens defense is a -1. So they have a +1 advantage. 14 becomes 15. 15 on an outside run is going to be D6 plus 6. That'll be a wide receiver, like an end around. So D6 plus 6, that's 10 yards, plus wide receiver 2, who is Keon Coleman. He's got a 0 on his rushing. So 6 yards on the end around, and that takes the ball out to the 37. Nice little funky play like a jet sweep or an end around. 37 is where they're going to spot the ball. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Single back look. And you could change, the order of these these two are probably going to have the most. So if you want them running more of something, you probably want to slot them in here in this 3 and 4. Just kind of the way the dice roll usually. The odds are the same, but odds say the middle is where you're going to get more rolls. All right, single back look. 2nd down. This is an inside run against the base. That's a -2. And so that basically gives them a -1 because they had a +1 advantage. So -1, 12 becomes 11. 11 on an inside run is good for 5 yards. James Cook is their one running back, so he doesn't have any extra yardage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll be a 1st down as they pick up the blitz and find a seam for 5 yards. Bunch formation, single back with Josh Allen. This will be a screen pass to a blitz, and that's a +2. Added to their +1 is +3. So 16 on a screen is D6 +4. So that'll be good for 7 yards. On a screen pass, it's wide receiver 2. That's going to be Coleman again. +2 for Coleman. So 16 on a screen is 7 +2 is 9. And that'll take the ball to the 49. That'll be 2nd down and 1. Shotgun look. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right, and this will be 2nd and 1. Outside run to the base defense. It's going to be 0, so they have a +1 advantage. 7 becomes 8. That's good for 2 yards, and the halfback doesn't add anything to it, so that's actually going to be a little bit of a sputter, but they do get past the 1st down marker with the 2-yard run. So driving the ball, another bunch formation, single back, 3 wide receivers to the right, or 3 receivers, I guess. Medium pass against the base blitz. That'll be a 0, so they carry their +1 advantage. 14 on a medium pass, D6 +6. The pass is going to go to wide receiver 2, that's Coleman, so he'll have a +2 on this. So 9 + 2 is 11. That takes the ball down to the 36. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 is a shotgun look. And we have 1st and 10. This is an outside run against the blitz. -1. So that negates Buffalo's overall -1. So a 5 on an outside run. Tackle for loss for -2 yards. Their halfback 1 doesn't affect that at all, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. Nice play from the Baltimore defense. Bunch formation again, and it will be a medium pass against the nickel defense. That's a -1, so it takes away their +1 advantage. So 18 on a medium pass is going to be good for 14 yards. And medium pass goes to wide receiver 1, that's Shakir. So 14 + 3 is 17. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 down to the 21. And that will bring up 1st and 10 from the 21. We have a minute left here in the 1st quarter. 7-7 is our score. They get into the old throwback I formation, straight up I formation, 1 receiver on each side. This is going to be an inside run as they try to pound it against the blitz. That's a -2. So -1 overall. 6 becomes 5. That's 0 yards. And it's to James Cook, and he gets stuffed up the middle as Baltimore was prepared for that one. We get a shotgun look on 2nd down and 10. This will be an outside run to the base. So that is a 0. Buffalo carries their +1 advantage. 14 becomes 15. D6 plus 6. This is going to be Josh Allen to the outside. Allen has a 0 on his rushing, so whatever this is, D6 plus 6. And that's going to be 8 yards on the pickup. Takes it down to the 13. That brings up 3rd down and 2, and that's the end of the quarter. So after the first quarter, game is tied at 7, but Buffalo is driving. They're at the Baltimore 13. It's 3rd down and 2. Big play here for the Bills. It was a good run from Allen. They set up in a bunch formation. It's going to be single back, 3 receivers to the right. 3rd down is a short pass against the base blitz. Short against the blitz is a 0, so they carry a +1 advantage. 14 becomes 15, and 15 on a short pass, D6 plus 4. The pass is going to go to wide receiver 3. That's Hollins. He has no extras, so D6 plus 4. That's going to be good for 7 yards. That takes the ball down to the 6. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6 as the 3rd wide receiver with a nice pitch and catch. And let's look at our goal line offense. We've just been running the balanced for both teams. So goal line, we have a bunch formation again. Let's replace the shotgun because that's probably not what we're going to do. Let's replace that with the goal line. 1st and 10. This will be a 4 to a 3. So inside run against the goal line. That's going to be a -2. So they have a -1. 16 on an inside run, D6 plus 5. The inside run is going to be to the halfback. D6 plus 5. That's going to be 6 yards, and they needed 6 yards, and so that's going to be across the goal line as they go up the gut, and they get across the finish line. That's going to give them 13. And let's see about the extra point. So touchdown for the Bills. All 0-1 is going to be up and in. And Buffalo takes a 14-7 lead here at the top of the 2nd quarter. They'll kick off from the 35. You can see it adds a little bit extra to the game, but not too much. So a 9 on a kickoff is 58 yards. So 60, 59, 58 down to the 7. And good return of 30 yards. So that's going to set them up at the 37, 1st and 10. They've had a good return game. The Ravens have. And it'll be 1st and 10. Let's get this goal line out of there. And we'll put the shotgun in there. Let's mix it up a little bit. Just to see if we can get a little bit more of this. Just to mix up our plays a tad. First and 10 for the Ravens. We're going to go with the run-heavy offense. They run at a 54% clip, so they've been in the balanced offense at this point. Let's put them in the run offense and see how they get down the field. It'll be trips, wouldn't you know? So trips offense, single back, 2 right. This will be an outside run to base defense. Outside to the base is going to be 0. They have a +2 advantage on offense. So 12 becomes 14. D10 plus 2. This is going to be halfback 2, which both of them have a +1. So D10 plus 2. So 11 becomes 12. So 10, 11, 12. And that takes the ball out to the 49 is Justice Hill with the 1st down pickup. I think the Ravens, they had like 1,000 more yards than the NFL average or something ridiculous like that in rushing. It was pretty wild. when I was looking through. Twins formation again, 2 right, 1 left. This will be a screen pass against the blitz, so good call. It's a 0. They have a +2 advantage, so 9 on the screen is good for 3 yards. So 3 plus, let's see, Derrick Henry has a 6, so 3 plus 6 is 9, and that takes the ball down to the 42, bring up 2nd down and 1. So nice pitch and catch and run there for Henry. Henry, a devastating runner. We get to shotgun. 2nd down play, this will be an inside run against the base. So a +1, so their +2 becomes +3. They needed it. 6 on an inside run, we have a chance for a penalty. Let's resolve the play first. So we got a 1 yard gain. Derrick Henry with a +1, so that's 2 yards on the gain. And let's see if there's a penalty. 8 is defensive post-snap penalty on a run. So let's see what that is. 2. It will be a late hit, so that's going to be an extra 15 yards. So they get 2 yards down to the 40, and then a late hit takes it down to the 10-25. So terrible discipline by the Buffalo Bills defense as they hit the runner late. And that's going to be 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 25. See if the Ravens can cash in. Screen pass against the base defense. That'll be a -1, so they just have a +1 advantage. 9 becomes 10. 10 on a screen is D6. The screen is going to be to the halfback, Derrick Henry, so he's got a 6. So 6 plus 1 is 7, and that will be a gain down to the 18. Brings up 2nd down and 3 for Baltimore. A bunch formation, and it will be inside run against the base. So inside against the base is going to be a +1. So they have a +3 advantage. 17 becomes 20, and we got a chance for another big run here. So 20 on an inside run. D10 plus 7. The inside run goes to Derrick Henry. So D10 plus 7. That's already 15, and we're at the 18, so that's down to the 3 if we have any sort of breakaway here. We do. And so Derrick Henry, again, is going to take this one in from 18 yards, and that is a score for Baltimore. 56 is going to tie the ball game with the extra point. And just like that, we have a tie game with 11 minutes and 15 seconds left in this one, in the first half. So Baltimore kicking off. A 3 is going to be 62 yards. So 61-2 down to the 3-yard line. The return for the Bills, just a 4, 20 yards plus 1. And so 21 yards, we need to roll. It's got the little housetop carrot on it. You can see here. 20 yards plus a D6, but it's got this, and it says to roll the D10. Rolling a 1 means there's a fumble on the play. So chance for a fumble on the kickoff. It's a 3, no fumble. So 21 yards is the gain, and that takes it out to the 24. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 24 for Buffalo. 11 minutes left in the half. Got a good one. 14-14 is the score. Bunch formation for the Bills. Single back, 3 receivers right, and this will be an inside run against the base. That's a -1, so that gets rid of their advantage. 18, though, is a nice high execution roll on the inside run. 5, it'll be halfback 1. That's James Cook. There's no extras. There's no extras, sorry. Inside to a base is a +1, right? Inside to the base is a -1, so there's nothing. So 18, D6 plus 8. And that's good for 13 yards. 10, 11, 12, 13 out to the 37. Brings up first down and 10. So nice first down run there from James Cook as they hand it off between the tackles. I formation, twins to the left. Short pass against the base. -1, so that negates their advantage again. 4 on a short pass is going to be a quarterback hurry. A 5 on a quarterback hurry is an incompletion, so that'll bring up second down as the blitz almost got home, but definitely caused a disruption there to Josh Allen. Second down and 10 out of the single back formation. It will be outside run to the blitz. Outside to the blitz is a -1, so again, takes away their advantage. 15 on the outside run is D6 plus 6. It'll be Cook to the outside with no advantage, but he still manages to get the corner. So 10, 11, puts the ball at the 48, first and 10, as they pick up 11 yards on the running play. Four, this is going to be single back again, sorry. First down and 10, short pass to the base defense, -1, so that takes away their advantage. 10 on a short pass, D6 plus 1. The pass is going to go to tight end number 2. Should be Buffalo. Tight end 2. We have that as Dawson Knox. He's a 0. So 10, D6 plus 1. And that's going to be 4 yards to Dawson Knox. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brings up second down and 6 for Buffalo. Shotgun, as it is, well, we'll see who is next to him. Shotgun formation, 6 to a 3 on second down. This is an inside run against the base blitz. So that's a -2. That makes the overall -1. So 8. 8 on an inside run is 3 yards. This is going to go to James Cook. He only picks up 3 yards. So that'll take the ball down to the 45 of the Ravens. And it'll be third down and 3. Third and 3. Let's see if the Ravens have a stop in them. I formation. This will be an outside run to the base defense. Outside to the base is a 0, so they carry a +1. 4 becomes 5. That's a tackle for loss for -2 yards. And that is what's going to happen because there's no yards after the catch or after contact for him. So James Cook brought down behind the line of scrimmage by the Baltimore defense. And that's a good stop by Baltimore as it brings up a 4th down and 5. We're going to get a coffin corner punt here. The coffin corner punt is going to be a touchback as that one lands in the end zone, and they'll come out to the 20, I believe. So with 8 minutes left in this one, it is 1st and 10, Buffalo, at their own 20-yard line. Game tied at 14 with these two NFL heavyweights. So bunch formation with Henry, the single back, 3 receivers to the right. This will be an inside run against the blitz. That evens things out. They still carry a +2 advantage. 14 becomes 16. So D6 plus 5, D6 plus 6, basically. And that's going to be 9 yards on the carry from Derrick Henry. Brings up second down and 1. Single back, look, 2 left, 1 right. This will be an inside run against the base defense, and that's a +1, so they have a +3 on the play. 19 on an inside run, D10 +6. Derrick Henry gets a +1. So D10 +6, 16 +1 is 17, and that's a big rumble for Henry up the middle. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 out to the 46. And that brings up 1st and 10 from the Baltimore 46. Crowd getting into it now. 7 minutes left in the half, looking for their team to go down and make a score. The Trips offense, 6, is going to be a screen pass against the base blitz. So screen against the blitz is a 0, and they have a +2, so 5 becomes 7. 7 on the screen is a quarterback hurry, and 2, that's going to be an incompletion. So they force the incompletion on the screen pass as they cover everything up, and Lamar just has to throw it away. Shotgun look for the offense. This is a short pass against the base defense. A -1, so that takes their advantage to a +1. 9 becomes 10. 10 on a short pass. D6 +1. Short pass is going to go to wide receiver 2. That's Rashad Bateman. No extras there. So D6 +1. Yeah, it's just a 2-yard gain to Bateman. Out to the 48, brings up 3rd down and 8 for Baltimore. So 3rd down and 8. We get a twins look out of the I formation for Baltimore. And a medium pass against the blitz. Medium against the blitz is a -1, so +1 overall. 11 becomes 12, so D10 +6. The medium pass is going to go to Zay Flowers. He's a +1. So 9 and 1 is 10. That'll take the ball down to the 42-yard line. That'll be a couple yards past the sticks, and that's a good pickup for 1st down. Single back look. They are going to throw a short pass here against the base defense. Short against the base is a -1, so +1 overall. 15 becomes 16 on a short pass, D10 +2. The pass is going to go to Rashad Bateman, no extra yardage. D10 +2, and that's going to be good for 6 yards. Takes it down to the 36, 2nd down and 4 with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the first half. Single back again, 2 left, 1 receiver. This will be a short pass against the blitz, and that's a 0, so +2 advantage for the offense. 15 on a short pass, D6 +4. The short pass is going to go to tight end number 2. That's going to be Isaiah Likely. He's a +1. So D6 +4, that's 10, +1 is 11, and that takes the ball down to the 25 as Likely makes a little shimmy shake and gets around the defender for a little bit of extra yardage, and that will be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Baltimore. I formation as they send out Patrick Ricard to lead the way for the running back Derrick Henry. This will be a screen pass, though, to the base defense. Screen to the base is a -1, so +1 they carry over. 8 becomes 9. 9 on the screen is 3 yards, and that screen pass goes to Derrick Henry. So 3 + 6 is 9, and that'll take the ball down to the 16. Brings up 2nd down and 1. Single back look. This will be 2nd down and 1 inside run to the base defense. That is a +1, so they have a +3 on this play. 11 becomes 14, D6 + D6, and plus Derrick Henry's 1. So 3 becomes 4, and that'll take the ball down to the 12. It'll be 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. 3:45 left in the half, as we're playing some new mechanics and dynamics here. Another single back set. It will be outside run to the base. That's a 0, so they carry their +2. 6 becomes 8. 8 on an outside run is 2 yards plus Henry's 1 is 3. And that's going to take it down to the 9-yard line, brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Ravens. Shotgun look as Lamar stands back and surveys the field. It's a medium pass against the base defense. That's a -2, so that takes away their entire advantage. 11 on a medium pass is good for 10 yards. It goes to tight end number 1. That is going to be Mark Andrews. Andrews with a 10-yard gain. That's going to be a touchdown for the Ravens. So from 9 yards out, they get a touchdown. And 10 yards to Mark Andrews from Lamar Jackson. And let's see about the extra point. The extra point is a 95, pretty close, but they needed a more than 97 to miss, and so that's going to be the extra point. And with 2:45 left here in the second quarter, the Ravens will be kicking off with a 7-point lead, 21-14, as Buffalo will receive the kick. A 9 on the kickoff is 58 yards. So Buffalo will catch it at the 7. Short kickoff, 27 yards plus 1 is 28. Plus 7 is out to the 35. So Buffalo takes over 1st and 10 at their own 35 with 2.5 minutes left in the half. They're going to run the pass-heavy offense. Try to get the ball down the field quickly. Single back look, 2 receivers left, 1 right. A 2 to a 2. So that's going to be an outside run to the base defense. That's a 0, so they have a +1 advantage. 17 becomes 18 on an outside run. And this will be cooked to the outside, D6 plus 9. That'll be good for 12 yards. So 10, 11, 12, out to the 47. Brings up 1st down and 10, and we've hit the 2-minute warning. So 2 minutes left in the half. Every play will be 15 seconds as they run the hurry-up offense. We get the shotgun. 6 to a 2 screen pass against the base is a +1, so that gives them a +2 advantage. 20 is a chance for a big play. 20 on a screen is D10 plus D10. The screen pass is going to go to wide receiver 1, so that will be Zay Flowers, who gets a +1. So on the play itself, he takes a 3-yard gain, and with the possibility to break it wide open, the 3 becomes a 4. So that will take 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the 49, let's see if he can get a little shake and bake and get away from the defense. A 5 to 10 is going to be extra yardage. It's a 4, and there is no breakaway. So just a 3-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Had a chance for a big one there, but just gets tripped up with 1 man to beat. 5 will be a bunch formation, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 6 is an inside run to the nickel. Inside to the nickel is a 2, so that they have a +3 overall. 18 becomes 21, and we're going to have a defensive pre-snap penalty. That will be a legal substitution on the defense. That's an extra 5 yards. Takes down to the 44, brings up 2nd down and 1. No time taken off the clock. So 2nd down and 1, I formation. 4 is going to be a medium pass against the base defense, and that's a +1, so they have a +2 advantage. 8 becomes 10. D10 plus 5 and the pass is to wide receiver 1. That is Shakir. He gets a +3. So 15 becomes 18. So 10 and then 8 takes the ball down to the 26. First down and 10 for Josh Allen and company. They have a minute and a half left here in the first half as they run up to the line of scrimmage and they run a play. They get it off. It's the Twins look. So I formation, 2 receivers left. Nice big roll here of 4 is going to be a short pass against a base, and that will be a -1. So that's basically even Steven. We get a 20, and this is an opportunity for a big play. First and 10, a short pass, a 20 is going to be good for 10 yards. The pass is going to go to Shakir, so that's 13 yards on the catch, and that'll take them down to the 13. Let's see if they get a any breakaway yardage. It's a 4, still no breakaway. Good tackles there. That's going to lead to a first down and 10 from inside the red zone for the Buffalo Bills. They have a minute 15 left in the half. Trying to score, and it'll be trips. So 3 receivers right, single back look, and it is an inside run against the base. That's a -1, so that takes away their advantage, basically even Steven. 10 on an inside run, D6 +2. This will be James Cook up the gut, D6 +2. And that'll be 6 yards, takes it down to the 7, brings up second down and 4. They can get a first down without a touchdown. 5 is, a bunch look. So single back, 3 receivers right. 4 is going to be a medium pass against the base defense. So medium against the base is a +1. They have a +2 overall. 12 becomes 14. That's D6 +6. At this point, they have to roll at least a 1 to score. And medium pass, this will go to wide receiver 1, which is Shakir. He gets a +3. So this is going to be a touchdown, I think. D6 +6, I said. So 8 yards plus the 3 that he runs it in. So that's going to be a touchdown. So a touchdown to Shakir. And that ties the game at 20. We get a extra point opportunity. That's going to be up and in. And we'll just finish out the half with the kickoff. As they kick off from their own 35. 7 is going to be a touchback. And we'll say that with 30 seconds left, Baltimore is just going to kneel and go into the locker room with the tie ball game. So 21-21 is our score at the half. Both teams looking really good at this point. And this is adding in specific team player values for run after catch and yards after catch on a pass and a run. Yards after contact, yards after catch is what that typically stands for. And you can see that it does help both teams. I'm not sure if we should do the receiving yards after catch for the running backs or not. It does seem to push things down the field just a little bit, but the scoring is not crazy. Both of these teams, their +3 is as good as you can be, +2 is the second best. And there are only like 5 teams in the league that have that type of offense, offensive production. So you're talking about 2 of the top offenses in the league, and neither had an amazing defense, better than average, but not amazing. So, what do you think? What do you think about this? So it's adding in formations. Again, we have some extra formations here, and you'd be able to choose, any of these. You could move them all around. You can do every quarter. You could switch them out. You can switch them around their order. I'm just rolling a single D6, which accounts for kind of a randomization of what they would run. Or you could specifically say, okay, I'm going to run the I formation or whatever. I want to get my fullback in there. There's a chance for a fullback to get a short pass or to get an inside run. They don't typically get too much play, as you can see. So you have their actual numbers. This is 2024. So the fullback here, just 3 attempts running the ball and no targets receiving. So for him to receive the ball would be pretty uncharacteristic. For Ricard, he had more receptions than runs, so running the ball with him is not a big deal. If you have a player who winds up running the ball or making a catch and they have nothing, then it would just be a 0. They don't get any extra yardage on the catch. But these numbers here are actually based off of their real world statistics for yak yardage above average, basically. So this is formations, and then also we have the player cards. I would want to add defense as well, so that we would have defense for different types of things like sacks and interceptions and pass deflections and stuff like that. So basically it would be offense, defense, and then you would have one team. You get 2 teams on a sheet. Maybe extend this down so that it's a little bit taller, kind of like this one is just, it's a little bit taller, and then have one team here. So that's sort of what I envision, not these squatty cards here, but you could also just cut out the cards here and then use them like these. You could just use them like regular cards where you don't play with any of the players. You just play with what's here, and you could still use the formations because the formations are going to help you know where to get the ball, even if you don't play with the yak yardage. Or you could just totally leave the formations out, or you could just say, these are the formations they're running, but I'm not going to worry about how the ball is distributed. So you got lots of different options here, and I like that. I like that players can go deep if they want to. They can kind of stay on the top level surface if they want to. But technically all you need is these cards and this game engine chart and the charts here to be able to play the game. But if you wanted extra detail, we could add that in. I've been wanting to put formations into a football game for a very long time, and just never have found a real good way to implement it. But I feel like this is a pretty easy and good way to implement the formations. They mean something because it's the personnel on the field, and depending on the type of play and the personnel that are out there, which this one needs to be changed a little bit, but depending on, and some of these too, so there's only one tight. No, that's not right. It doesn't need to be changed. So you can have tight end 2 out there. He just happens to be the one running the play, so it doesn't need to be changed. So I really tried to think through all of this, and just kind of, because you could have the tight end is going to make tight end 1 is going to be out there for 66% of the plays on a short pass, most of the plays on a medium or deep pass. They can receive the wide receiver screen. That'd be tight end 1. So you just kind of are getting a good flavor, and try to kind of get the percentages right about proportions of wide receiver 1 to 2 to 3, that kind of thing, and who might be receiving the ball the most in some of these formations. So very fun addition to the game. Gives a little bit more color to the highlights, or to the gameplay, and kind of what's happening in your head. You can see when there's a rush, how does that work out and how does it happen. So I think it's a lot of fun. And if you want to go and check out this game, not like this, but just as it is now, which is with these team cards, they look like this. You can see it has the offense and defense numbers with the base. It's got everything with the kicking and the passing and rushing. It's just that this part here is sort of the player finder, and it's here. And you have special plays for rushing, receiving, touches, and then you have sacks and interceptions, and then you have just sort of there. You get a sense of who the players are on the offense and defense. So that is what we have now, and you can go and pick up, we have 2023 and 24. We have 1991 and 2007, and then we have 1984 and 1985. I debuted, these cards are from 1978. So that'll be a kind of a classic season for 1978, and I'll get those out as quickly as I can. So I've sort of gone through and done the major work of doing the teams and stuff like that, but I have to still go and I think at this point I'll just create another season like this with these players in it for 1978, and then I'll continue to work this out and see if we can add in defense and kind of get this moving in that direction. If you think this is stupid and I shouldn't even pursue it, let me know, and I will drop it, because it's going to be a little bit more work, but not a lot. I mean, this is not going to change much at all, but it's a little bit of work to just sort of weed out from the rosters who's QB1, QB2, RB1, RB2, stuff like that. So just still trying to kind of get my head wrapped around what that process might be like for all the teams. I have all the teams done. I just didn't print them all out. Here are a couple more. You can see they're in alphabetical order. So Arizona and Atlanta. So you can see Penix got into 3 games started. Cousins 14 games started. You can see Bijan Robinson, terrific year, 300 carries for 1,456 yards. Same thing, James Conner over 1,000 yards rushing. But you can see not as many yards after catch or yards after contact. And then the yards after catch, much better from Trey Benson and James Conner than they are for Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. So interesting to see how everything plays out. Just seeing how things are with each of these teams. A little surprise at the Falcons being a +2 on offense, but both teams 8 and 9 and pretty evenly matched here in the way that they run. So this would be a pretty evenly matched game, as each team would have a +1 on their offensive roll. So let me know what you think about this down in the comments. If you want to send an email instead, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. If you want to go and purchase a season of Play Action Football, they are available. Those seasons I just rattled off. They're available at clarkandaddisongaming.com. You can also pick up any of our baseball games that are in production, and also a couple of basketball games that you can purchase that are in production as well. Got lots of other games sort of in the hopper. We have a fantasy GM style career mode baseball game that I'm working on. I'm just looking at what's around me. I've got Play Action Football 2024 that we just released. And also AIG Baseball is a game that's going to be coming out. Between the Lines Baseball is a kind of a batted ball, very dynamic baseball game, not necessarily based off of player outcomes and their statistical outcomes, but it's based off of the outcomes of their skills, not outcomes of play results. So normally you think about, okay, we look at their average, and this is their average on all hits and things like that. I'm taking that game all the way down to the level of StatCast data, which is barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, isolated power, and things like that, where the player, it is based off of their final statistics, so that is true, but it's their final statistics as it relates to their skills. So pitching, location, stuff, not ERA, wins, strikeouts, that kind of thing. So how they pitch determines how the at-bat goes. What kind of patience they have, what kind of contact that they make with the ball determines how the pitch, how the at-bat goes. And then there's sort of an interesting blending of those two things into a matrix style presentation where the pitcher-hitter interaction is totally and completely unique. I've not seen anything like that in any tabletop game. And what it does is it gives you a super dynamic feel. Fielding is based off of a chart that has 20 grid areas on it, and then you roll a d20, and that kind of determines how the ball goes and where it goes and who it goes to. And you have different trajectories of fly balls or line drives, different types of ground outs. So you have hard, medium, and soft ground outs. And so all of these things are following sabermetrics and things like quality of contact, patience at the plate, that type of thing. And then, strikeouts and types of strikeouts are often based off of, what kind of stuff, what kind of location does this pitcher have. So trying to get down to the nitty gritty of what you might see inside of a video game, but on a tabletop game. So trying to get down to the basics of each different player and allow that player to play out instead of try to meet particular ends for these things. Can I speak to the accuracy? I can't, but maybe somebody could do some sort of statistical analysis of the game. But at this point, it's so muddy and it's so dynamic that I don't know how you would even begin to look at the statistical this or that. I mean, obviously there are some statistical outcomes that I can figure, but there are so many different types of things that are happening on the field. It's not just your straight up 2d6 roll. It's this outcome, that outcome, and we can try to match those outcomes based off of the percentages. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, just go and look at the I think I have a playlist for Between the Lines. If not, you can see it in some of the latest videos, probably in the last 10 videos. I've done 4 or 5 that are that game. So you can check that out and see what that game is like. The latest videos are the latest version of that game. The earlier videos of it are earlier versions, so you can kind of see how it has evolved over time. But super fun game, and kind of taking my time with it just to make sure that everything is good with it and it's got everything in it that's necessary and nothing that's not. So that's in the hopper as well, and lots of things going on. I think I'll cut it off here, hour and 15 minutes, but appreciate you if you're watching all the way through. 21-21 at the half is Buffalo at Baltimore. This is using their 2024 team cards, statistics, and then using the team cards here, and then the individual stats for the offense. No defensive statistics here. I don't know how necessarily those would come in, but maybe there would be some sort of interplay between the tackles and the, whether they stop, whether they stop anyone here. So maybe a sort of a yin and yang opposites, where somebody has a -1 against this +1, and that kind of constricts the running back a little bit as well. So we'll have to see how that will all play out and to see what happens there. But adding in the formations, adding in the team cards and the players, you obviously get more players here than you would. Normally it's like 5 players for the receiving, and you get a few more players here for the receiving, include the running backs. And then this really helps to shape the game toward the players who are on the field in that formation, so that you could choose who would be on the field at that time. All right. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.